and welcome to my Leadership and Professional Development slideshow. So to begin, I will introduce my Leadership and Professional Development experiment performed in the workplace this week. My idea was to try to build a high-quality connection with an agency worker within my facility through respectful engagement. Before beginning to even plan out my experiment, I looked to my existing high-quality connections within the workplace for some direction. I have at least two really high-quality connections with my two co-workers that I work with almost on a daily basis, Alfred and Stephanie. While thinking about the connections I have with both of these co-workers, I reflected on and wrote down the patterns I see in our high-quality connections. We each benefit from working together because overall our shift runs more smoothly when the three of us are working the floor. We all three have a heightened work performance. We are motivated to help each other out. We each demonstrate being present, genuine, and supportive towards each other during our shifts, and express recognition and gratitude towards each other when one of us helps the other out. I believe all three of us convey presence by being available to help one another out when needed. For my experiment, I was trying to achieve a similar high-quality connection with an agency worker I just met to the high-quality connections I have developed with my two long-term coworkers by using qualities of respectful engagement. Overall, the purpose of the experiment was to better the workday for myself and the agency worker as well. So to begin, I thought about the qualities of respectful engagement that I share with my two coworkers and chose which of those qualities I could use to help myself build a high-quality connection with the agency worker who was a perfect stranger. These qualities included conveying presence through being attentive, open, and available, communicating affirmation through seeing the agency worker in a positive light, and being a more empathetic and active listener. I also wanted to make sure my communication was supportive by making requests to the worker instead of demands, by being specific, polite, and by using positive action language, like, I would like you to please answer that call. To execute my experiment, I approached the scenario as an opportunity to display qualities of respectful engagement to build a high-quality connection. I made sure to go into my experiment with awareness of qualities I bring to my already existing high-quality connections so that I would be able to apply these qualities into my experiment. I feel like my experiment went well and there was a high-quality connection between myself and the agency worker. There was positive energy between the two of us. The agency worker seemed enthusiastic to be working the floor with me, and I was happy to be working with her as well. A big measure of success was how smoothly the shift went as well. I could tell the agency worker felt as if she could communicate with me and ask questions as needed. We were on schedule all day long, and all of our tasks were completed by the end of our shift. I felt like I effectively, empathetically, and actively listened to her questions and concerns about how to care for resident needs. I was able to put myself in her shoes and realize how hard it would be to be an agency worker jumping from facility to facility and never really knowing the routine of the shift. I felt very positive during my interactions with the agency worker. Before conducting my experiment, I always felt like there was no time to positively interact with agency workers, but I now realize it was the high quality connection I made with this particular agency worker that made our workday together run so smoothly. On an average day working with an agency, I may feel frustrated, impatient, or burnt out because I feel like I have to do all the work. But I felt really positive working with this agency worker, and I felt as if the workload was cut in half. Based off past experiences working with an agency, I knew the day could go one of two ways. We could either struggle getting through our shifts with no communication, or we could try to develop a connection that would open communication so we could have a better day. I believe as soon as I opened the door to communication, the worker followed closely behind, almost like she could sense I was trying to build a connection with her. She seemingly fed off the respectful engagement that I was demonstrating to her, and she reciprocated almost immediately, like described in positive spirals. It was like the positive energy between us increased the likeliness of her acting positively towards me as well. During this experiment, I saw firsthand that high quality connections not only improve your connections with others, but they also improve your emotions towards yourself and your mood for the day. For this reason, I plan to use respectful engagement to build connections with anyone I work with. I feel like I'm also more equipped to use what I've learned about high quality connections, even from a receiving end of an interaction. I tried this as well the other night at work while being confronted by a coworker. My coworker was upset about something he felt wasn't getting done right, but instead of getting defensive, I calmly listened and told him I understood and heard what he was saying. In this way, I believe I showcased being an effective listener by actively listening to what he was telling me and by acknowledging his feelings. I plan to work on respectful engagement in this way in the future. Thank you for listening.